Hi everybody, I'm Tina. This is To the Inner Wild. Thanks for stopping by. Welcome to all of you. How pleased I am to see I have new visitors. Or, oh my gosh, I can feel it. My lip is busted on the inside. Yeah. So there's some delayed swelling caused from whatever was happening. And I really believe that it's such a hard hit. I know I'm talking about this like a lot, but I think the people that are most exhausted about hearing this is what I'm taking on is are the people that caused it, that willed it into existence. And it's such a shame that is how they use their magic, that is what their goal is in life, whether it's short term or long term, that's something that they wanted to manifest, that they wanted to bring to life out of anything that they could possibly want in this world, is to stoop to that level and invest in breaking down part of the collective, which is something that they're also mixed into the pot. You see, like, if it's just a shame. It's a crying shame, and I'm no longer crying about it, thank God. So angels of love and light, I know you're here, but I welcome you in to direct and protect these messages. And okay, so one card left. Okay. The querent and the recipient within this learning process, this sharing process of, learning time. Because, oh my gosh, this is great. Okay, so what flipped up over here, okay, was the Hangman in reversal. It's enlightenment, brought up by the Judgment card. So karma is bringing things into our sight, our line of sight, our vision. And I think that this is really picking up from yesterday's reading, or I think I did a reading. Yeah, it was a reading, if not the post before it. So it's coming into awareness, and that's really what karma does. Whether we reap in, something that brings in like the feels of good vibes or bad vibes, whatever those feels are bringing, that are coming to surface, is also coming to sight. It's inner vision, it's inner knowing, with whatever lesson, whatever reward or repercussion we are meant to, what's due. And I think the divine keeps better record than we do here in tangible state. So even if we've forgotten about the good deeds that we've done, or the poor investments that we've made, the divine is going to show us. They're going to remind us. They're going to tap us on the shoulder. However, hard of a push or nudge that may be, as a reminder, it will be delivered accordingly. So what we're talking about, like the sharing aspect of the learning process, what I wanted to specify was that I am no longer sharing my energy as freely in these readings. It's not this time, but retroactive to when I first started. It's when you get to a certain point of realizing not just your worth, but your purpose and your role, how not only worthy you are, but how worthy your position is, how much responsibility it is, and how you have to forego certain things, and create firm boundaries. So I have to do these things, and if it means like putting like the whole like love romantic aspect to the side, like I know that I have to work on my magic and discernment, because obviously if I'm mistaking friend energy, or if like I fumble with following my intuition, then shit like this happens. And like days later, I'm feeling the busted lip on the inside, like I can taste blood a little bit. And I'm not saying for me or anything, but it's just a constant reminder. When people want to give you, when naysayers and evildoers want to give you a memento to take home and remember them by, like, the divine is very purposeful with it. So I learned in many angles, but I also learned the reiterating fact that when these people come in and they try to like project, like, oh, can you please forgive me, or play nice or whatever, that I'm not meant to interfere or like soften whatever karma is coming their way. It doesn't mean that like I can't forgive them. I've thought about it, and I was thinking, okay, maybe I'll just forgive them after the karma is dished to them. But like, no, I can forgive them, but like, it doesn't mean that I'm taking away any bit of their karma. It doesn't mean that they're that much more of like friendly energy. It doesn't wipe away the tears. It doesn't wipe away history, what they've done. It just simply means I deserve peace, number one, for myself. I deserve my energy back. So reclaiming it is also an act of, forgiveness for the ill intent. And so I could just move forward, like, clean slate for me. Hooray. But it doesn't mean that you're off the hook for your karma. So why did I even get to that, angels? I forget. Well, help me remember if I need to remember. But it's the awakening that we've long like awaited for. Do you see, like, this person is almost like leaning back onto the light, this flame behind him or her, and just like kind of foot on the wall, kind of leaning back, hands behind. So just kind of like a waiting period of like when this is supposed to happen. But this is like looking at things objectively. So like the time is come, the time is here. Oh my gosh, I'm getting the time has come, the time is near, the Antichrist is almost here. So it may feel like that. It may bring in the vibes of that. And it most definitely for those that have been acting up. So it's coming into the awareness. Oh my gosh, look, it's Halloween coming. That's crazy. And it has the Three of Pentacles here on the tree. So what does that mean? Growth, building roots. Reformation is also about realizing your roots, being more aware of that. Like, yeah, I really feel like that. Your influencers. You see that? How it kind of flows together. Realizing how you built yourself up from your root system, your influencers. And and for me, like, that's not saying like your influencers are all bad, but like some are just like not directly, how do you say it, obviously for your like how do I say it? Because I've met some really dark people for reals. I have a timeline of it. I know their energies, and it's very like specific. So like I kind of enjoy that, because most people will not be able to latch on to those frequencies, only because like I'm the kind of person that likes to know like every single detail of certain things. So you know, I on a norm pay attention to these details, like when they don't really matter to anyone, when it doesn't really pose a threat. So when the threat comes, like it's a lot more visible of where it rooted from. So anyway, you know, I've learned and I've grown from those adversities, is what I'm saying. And it's coming into the awareness of our influencers. Yeah. And our hand in like stirring the pot. Okay, here we go. Anything else, angels of love and light? I don't know what this reading is 100% about. I didn't throw out the question. I just realized that there are certain energies around me, domestically, professionally, spiritually, that are testing like boundaries, like testing my threshold, you know, testing what they can get away with. And so they're really, it's not really 100% about testing my limitations, but more so what they can get away with. Because remember, the focus for these self-centered individuals, these people who live in lack mindset and moreover fear-based mentality, is like how much they can take, you know, how much they can get out of something, how much they're owed, you know, and regardless of, you know, who that's from, you know, at a certain point, they're just like, it doesn't matter the specification on who, it's just what and how much. And yeah, so why am I losing my train of thought here? Oh my goodness, what's going on? It's just Sunday. It's just a Sunday evening. Today was a good day, I have to tell you. The conversations were good. I mean, they weren't like, you know, falling in love with everyone, but they were good. They were solid. You know, even if it was just like for a short snippet, they were authentic. And I love it. I love authentic. And that, you know, I don't want to talk too much about my personal life. But even part of that, tonight was good. You know, because there's many gifted individuals, but you know, they're not working to their, you know, light working capacities, and so, you know, you only get so much of me. You get like a little memo note that today was a good day, and I'm looking forward to tomorrow even more because of it. And I'd say that makes it a great day. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, let's get to it. So we're using the Ostara deck, obviously, Ostara Tarot. Alright, Angels of Love and Light. Should we be asking a question? Oh yeah, we were talking about the frequencies, how just like on multiple levels, multiple occasions, that people are testing how much they can take. And so because of that, I can't take it personal when they're also, as like a parallel timeline thing, that they're also testing my threshold, testing my limitations. And so because of that, I have to act above it, behave above it, and think, okay, if this challenges my threshold, then that means that it's giving me the opportunity to not just up my boundaries, like increase protection, but also come into further practice, elevate my practice. They're giving me a reason, they're giving me a reason to put my learnings into practice in like the most creative aspect. Like I have free range. Like the divine from above and below and the underworld has given me the autonomy to put my magic into practice. Like, hello, what a fantastic opportunity. I love it. I love it that I've come into this awareness now, and that I'm guarded by angels, and the angels, the divine, takes receipts everywhere. Like the bacteria within our skin, all of that. Every sentient beings are witnessing energetic frequencies. So covered, absolutely covered. Okay. I'm realizing these things as I speak them to you within these sessions. So we're both like learning together, and it's such a beautiful experience. I have to tell you, it's so wonderful to be able to like discover these things together. Like, I don't even know what to tell you. I am shocked when I even when they give me downloads of channeled music. It's crazy to me. Like, yesterday when I was trying to go through the lyrics, I didn't even go through them all the way because I was just kind of in the flow of remembering as I go through. And once I listened to that, I was just a few words away from being, oh my gosh, from being like wowed. It told me that somebody was there. Holy shit. That's crazy. I was not aware. I wasn't aware. Who's doing this? It hurts. It's okay. It doesn't hurt too bad. It just so it just reminds me. It's like that, because sometimes I'm like a little like, I don't know if naive is the word. I just want to love so much. and so like these things that I gonna get always, it's a reminder that I have to, like, with as much as I want to, be best friends with people, I have to remember, like, that they're hurting me. Like, they had the intention to hurt me. That my angels and, my guides, my guardians shielded, did something so it would not be so bad. But I have to, like, they have to give me a taste of these things because, they do this to other people who don't have the luxury of the same protection, like, who are not in practice or within the same, like, knowledge of these frequencies. And I have to remember, like, this is given for a reason. To remember, like, I can't let people off the hook because they didn't just mean this for me, they meant this for the world. Like, whoever, like, just willy-nilly, and that's not good. So I have to take these things as a blessing, which is not easy. It's not hard to do, because I understand it. Like, I understand its purpose. Like, I told you in the past few readings, like how I I have to treat people like Grey Rock method. Like, you're dead to me. Like, no more. But as soon as, like, I see them in person, and they're like, hi, even though, like, I can tell, like, it's coming from a fake place, like, I like, give them the same energy back. Like, oh, hi, and it's, but mine is for real. And they're trying to trick me, to, like, alleviate some of that. Or, like, oh, group hug. And even the guy that, did me wrong too, that isn't even a love interest, but, like, he saw my sexual energy, and, like, he tried to get close to me several times, and I could tell by the way he was looking at me that it wasn't like he was, I don't know if it was that he was interested in me. I think it was more that, like, he saw into my energy, and he wanted to take some of that essence to, like, bed and manipulate other people within his realm. And that's disgusting. You know what I mean? Like, I could tell. And I kind of, like, ignored it, because I wasn't fully aware of it. Like, it's only really in hindsight, because I've only been there for, like, 30 to 45 days. But looking back on, like, all of these patternings, it seems to glue in all together the more pieces that you have, it's kind of like it's ironic, because, like, when you're working with an actual puzzle, the less pieces you have, the easier it is to put together. But in spirituality and within the intangibles, the more pieces you have, the easier it is to put things together. Things are crazy within the occult. And that's what I'm saying. Like, you have to if you're a newbie in this, you need to be able to open your mind and expand it within, like, outside of, these common constructs. And, to be able to do that will expand your horizons and your abilities that much further to even more practical uses. So, anyway, thank you for listening. I've planted my seed in that, because I believe that I draw in very good energies. There might be some mischievous ones there, and some ones that, like, are kind of like borderline. In fact, because I am considered, like, highly coveted even within the dark side, it's because, there's a great deal of power and almost like chaos magic energy, that people are intrigued by. And with the laws of the universe, like, I know that there are just some things that we need to work on to, some attunement, some alignment, and that at the core there is a very pure, loving spirit that just, had a few, like, misguided influences along the way, some very misleading pieces of information and experiences that, are challenges. That's all. So anyway, let's move on. Okay, so we only pulled out 2 cards, and it's been like, what, 30 minutes? No, I'm kidding. This is a good talk. I love it. Thanks for being here. In the coming days, oh gosh, I'm supposed to make some very big moves. Okay, so we have Ace of Cups, fantastic. Ace of Swords in reverse, facing the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. Okay. So, what is this saying? We have a double ace here. That's 11. If not 11, because it's aces. There's some kinship energy here. Mirroring energy. Because one is in reversal and one is not. It's ace. It could be 11 or it could be 11. That's crazy. I've never gotten that before. Until now. Facing the Eight of Pentacles in reverse. So I don't know if it's like we don't need to put any additional work into something, or if we need to like slow our roll, like we're working way too hard on something, that we need to just kind of like back off a little bit. Like, we don't need to prove ourselves. I really feel like we don't need to prove ourselves. That's number one. Because when we're in lack mindset, even if we're like excellent at what we do, there are times where we need to exercise the discipline on like stepping away. Now, I'm not telling you to step away from whatever it is you're doing, but to use your intuition and to call the shots as how you see it, because there are some real haters out there and that will fuck with your energy. Okay, so the readers that are like hating on you will tell you to like slow down your shit when it's manifesting time, like for things to roll out. But what I'm telling you, reading this, because I'm telling myself as part of like the audience, you know, is because nobody's come onto this live yet, so I am my own audience live. You know, in physical head count norm, like I know that there's, you know, portals and shit like that. And just other sentient beings, dimensions, timelines, etc., that are kind of like crossed over, hashtag, you know, hashtag present. That's funny. Gosh, okay, let's get back here. So it's because sometimes like when it's harvesting time or time to manifest, this is like 100% true that like I don't need to prove anything to anyone. Like, have you seen my TikToks lately? It's been like what feels like a month lapse. Like, holy shit. And you know, when it's right, like I stopped right in the middle of finishing a series, so there's like 50 or 60 in limbo, and maybe I'll get to it tonight. I don't know, I kind of feel like it, but I don't know, we'll see how this goes. So I can't even like load anymore. Like, it won't allow me to. Like, I got cut off like 3 or 4 times trying to start a new series. But it's supposed to be like that, you know. I don't question it. So anyway, part of the manifesting time is like not having to prove anything to anybody. Like, I already asked for divine intervention as needed, and so if I'm cut off like 4 times from starting a new like series, then you know, it has to be on multiple occasions, and there are certain times where I have to really, really tune in to make sure that they're just not haters trying to interfere and stop me from doing something that I should or shouldn't. Everybody has to go through their own journey, so like, you know, just listen to your own. And so like some of that manifesting time is like being chill, because your work speaks for itself. Like, it's live energy. It's kind of like a time capsule where the recipients open it up like with when they're meant to. And so like some of the things that we manifest is just like, oh, peace and quiet, because something big is about to happen. And it's not always like, oh, shit's gonna hit the fan or whatever, like, you know, like you're preparing for something awful to happen. No, sometimes like you just need to like, Spirit saying like sometimes you need to chill, because there's things in transition, like truth be told, truth be known. Some people are gonna die. You know, like I had like a little inkling of a feeling that because of what had happened and what else may happen, that some people's karma, like, there's going to be something very, like, some people are going to experience some tragic instances, and I don't know what, I don't know exactly what it is, but some people are some people are going to go through an ego death, of course, but then there's also some people who are going to experience some, like, tragic losses, like bankruptcy, like absolute betrayal, severe sickness. There's going to be some things that are going to be taken away, and some of that ego death is getting some of their power, their reputation, their gifts confiscated. Truth be told. On the other side, there's also celebration. Like, it's a 2-for-1 celebration. There is that much like sharing ability. There's so much abundance. The people that have done good have done well for themselves. They've done well for the world. They strike a balance. Do you see that? Black and white zebra, on their sleeves. It's wearing your feelings on your sleeves, what your energetic frequency is on your sleeves. And I think black and white, the stripes are meant to show, like, balance, the yin and yang energy, the how unique it is to behave in that manner. So we're also looking at the zebra spirit totem or spirit animal. Let me just look that up. I'm very called to look that up. So I really feel like that's we've already shown a growth period within our specialties, and so it's now to, like, kind of hang up the coat a little bit, because there are things to transpire. And when we've done really well and focused within what we're doing, it's not to go, like, be, like, absolutely paranoid to the point where we have to, like, be intricate and go aggro with our work. We go aggro because we have the spirit for it. We love what we're doing. There's no lack mindset within those motions. Those gestures are filled with, like, inspiration and, like, integrity, like, absolute, like, involvement in inspiration. We do the work because it inspires us. Like, I don't know, I love what I'm doing, so I do it. So there's, okay, so it's like, it looks like a conch shell, like, like it's a spiral effect. Do you see that? It also is like a comma, like a spiritual comma, like a pause. So with a pause within the growth period. And sometimes, like, manifesting, depending on what you've invested and how you've invested, especially in, like, some particular circumstances, that Spirit is protecting you. I'm saying, because I almost said protected, so I have to say it, protected, but preparing us to haul in, like, what's to come, which is, like, absolute prosperity. It's not just, like, prosperity, like money on, like, in the bank. It's and in your pocket. This is the feel goods, like, absolute enjoyment, like, camaraderie, and it's, like, it's success, the vibes of it, absolutely, like, you're winning it, Tina. So, like, there are some, like, very big times to come, like, where you're going to, like, fully engage. And for an introvert, that's, like, also equally as exhausting. Like, it's like a lot of energy. the Ace of Cups, it's not just shared between two people. This is not just like a 1 plus, like a +1 type of gig. This is just a snippet of like an expansive point of view. Like, the Ace of Cups is the Holy Grail, but it's also the concept of the collective. It's an all-in-one package. So that essence of celebration is very unique within its offering. It's all hands on deck, balanced, within different likeness, the colors. You see that? Yeah. So what is it? Bubble. I got 5 on it. Something bubbly. The whole town loved me. And I got 5 on it. Oh, hi there. We got 5 on it. That's what they are saying. Okay, so to like kind of just like chill within like what you've already invested. If you want to invest anymore, go for it, but like they're emphasizing that we do the work only because we really enjoy it, but also find enjoyment in other things, like kind of like chill on some of this, like whenever you can, like exercise. You don't have to like get on yourself like to budge anymore on certain things like this. Like don't do it because you feel like you have to. Like don't do fillers at this point. It's like, especially following up these 2 cards, it's definitely saying that like what will be. Que sera, sera. So when we're hitting the pause button on certain things, like it's not just like one aspect of our lives, but we can like find enjoyment elsewhere too. Like this shit is coming that's really good. Like this is a very, very good lineup within just 5 cards. We have 2 aces, 2 major arcana, led by 2 major arcana, and then they're saying it's okay. The 8 of Pentacles in reverse. Like, just, you can chill. This is a good time. This is a good, like, interim time to just, like, 8, that's kind of, like, usually, like, the start of a standard day. So, like, when we're starting our day, especially, like, our work day, to insert something, like, change it up a little bit. They're 100% saying this. Change up the frequency just a little bit. Like, you call the shots first thing in the day. Don't check your fucking emails. Don't do that, okay? Save that for like 9 o'clock or whatever. 8 o'clock, the start of the day. Put in your intentions. Go for a walk. Water the plants. Start your laundry. Do whatever it is that you change up your whole vibe with. Because, like, who the fuck starts laundry at 8 o'clock in the morning? Like, who, go to the gym. Go for a walk. Spend time with your dog or your pet or whatever. The first part of your day. The first leg of it. Do some origami. Fly some paper planes. Change it up a little bit. Just change it up. That first, make that, they don't care what it is, just something like a new vibe, a new fresh vibe, because this is all not about just like physical health, but like your mental health, your spiritual health, the discipline of knowing that like it's just a practice. Like a very simple exercise, just to change it up. And you don't have to be consistent from day to day to day, like on exactly what it is. Just throw in a little loop, like, oh, I'm gonna change my eye makeup and I'm gonna make it like orange and blue. Like whatever it is, just change it up and like, it's a good habit to reassert yourself, like calling in that power once again, that and it's like breaking out of the constructs, so that it's preparing you, it's grooming you for like this big thing that's supposed to come. Like there's something massive. It's mass appeal for reals, yeah. So like, because like there's something very, very big that's coming. When you encounter something like that, especially like if it's like landing like a big deal, like a huge gig, like not just long term, but like it's lifelong, you know, and the way it's going to go, the pace, like you can so easily land within those constructs of like, okay, what works. So this is reclaiming our power. And yeah, I'm getting the tingles, like for sure. Thank you very much. So it's reclaiming our power, putting into like playful practice, something very easy. Like the divine is not asking much of us, because they want this to be like a fun learning experience. So like, you call the shots, you're the teacher, you're the CEO, you're gonna like drive in your day with like your regular your vehicle, you know, as is. And it's just, I think it's lovely. I think it's absolutely like divine. So that's excellent. I love it so far. Okay, what wanted to come up? Queen of Wands in reverse. Okay, so it's practicing our power. It's not saying that we're working beneath our, we're kind of like, it's not an insult. They're just saying like, work on your power, calling it back, because we're not working within our, I forget how did we say it? Just because it's a very fine line of like an insult, but it's not. We're not working within our fullest potential. Okay, that's all that it is. That's all that it's saying. Okay, and part of that is like not how we see it. Like, we're not going to put in more work in whatever it is that we're good at, or we feel like we need to like fill in the gaps. We need to correct and like audit everything. This is not the time for that, is what they're saying. The audit has already begun by divine hands. Okay? So, yeah, I'm definitely getting that, because I'm getting tingly. But what it's saying is that we need to like work within our fullest potential, which is like throwing in like an extra bit of magic to the day. Like, I love the fact that we get to call the shots. I love the fact that, even without me saying it, days ago, weeks ago, months ago, years ago, that we could have been doing this. But now especially, we've put in the work, like, and as far as attunement and alignment, like, things are coming into awareness. Wherever, like, walk of life or phase of life that we're in at the moment, okay? But working within our fuller potential. Give me a second. Sorry about that. That was weird. I had a little interruption there. But I love it. I love it. Anything else? Oh, I'm supposed to look for the zebra thingy. Okay, give me a second. How do I cover up here? Okay, you're just gonna have to give me a second, okay? I haven't pulled this out in a long time. Animal speak. Okay, so we are going to look for the zebra. Zebra. Where are you? I know I have a zebra here. I have to. I got to. Do I? How annoying. No. Fine. Maybe the gloss or index. It stops at Y. Are you kidding? Are you freaking kidding me? That's embarrassing. You're going to have to do the homework. That's what they're saying. That's really what it is that they're saying. Annoying. It's okay. Okay. Here we go. Okay, what came through? The Five of Cups reversed, but it's also kind of like pronounced. Okay. So that tells me that I'm speaking to different people who are, facing different realities, different phases of life. So Five of Cups in reverse is a fantastic thing because we've already said our goodbyes for the most part, and we're ready to move on with our Two of Cups that are remaining, that have been saved for us, as a reminder that we can move on. And it fell right underneath the Ace of Cups. So, that's fantastic because we regain, by saying goodbye, we're regaining and, celebrating, having a good attitude with our goodbyes, that we're finally finding closure. We're not seeking it. We found it. Being able to move on because the Ace of Cups, it just fell on there. So we've regained, 2 and the 1. We've regained Three of Cups, our essence of celebration. Then there are others who are more pronounced within the Five of Cups energy, who are absolutely in despair. I'm getting deranged almost. Their snakes are amongst them. It's not even healing for them. They don't even realize it. They're in such despair. I don't know if I'd call it agony, but an absolute what the fuck did I do? And I'm getting the feeling because of the energies that I'm seeing here is that it's not what the fuck did I do to deserve this? It's what the fuck did I do? Holy shit, I really fucked up. That's what I'm getting. This is a call to action, and it's very absolute, more absolute than they've ever seen it before. The Divine is saying, there's 2 snakes here wriggling around. One is all over the neck area. So 2 is the potential for caduceus, healing, medicine. Just lingering around. The Divine is waiting for you. Yeah, people are kind of blue in the face. See the hair? It's just kind of holding their breath. Maybe if I trick the Divine, by not doing anything, moving very parallel rather than making myself known, just kind of just complacent. I'm just kind of on mute. That holding your breath, so people can't hear you breathe or notice that you're, it's playing dead almost. That, you can just kind of surpass this. And that's all the Divine sees is that you're getting blue in the face from holding your breath. That's what I'm trying to tell you guys. Okay. Anything else, angels? Very interesting. Okay. The Four of Cups in reverse. Even fantastic. This is fantastic. The Divine is pulling on our heartstrings because we have a lot of cup energy here. Okay. And this moreover fell in reverse. So that's good. So it's moving out of this feeling of what is it? Four of Cups in upright is like apathy. Now that's a large word to many, because even for me, when I hear the word apathy, it doesn't like ring a bell. It's not like commonly used for me. So within my vocabulary, even though it's expansive, like when I need it, it comes into play. But apathy, it's just something that's so like, feels like so estranged from. But it's boredom, it's feeling jaded, it's like just kind of, how do you say it? Disappointed with life, like almost like ungrateful, because it's like dissatisfied. Yeah, it's your dissatisfied customer that wrote the Yelp review or whatever it is review, that wrote to the Better Business Bureau and was like, fuck all of you. But on a lighter note, a lighter occasion, I've read it as a good day for someone who's gone through the Ten of Swords. Like, just like, I'm just trying to get through, and just like, things are just very disappointing. It's just like, I don't want to play with you guys anymore. Like, if I don't want to play with you, like, I'll just like sit underneath here, and one day it's gonna be good for me. It's kind of depression. It's just like on a sunny day. So anyway, it's in reversal. So we're letting go of that. We're taking Spirit's cup, the one that was handed over behind us. We're no longer like kind of ignoring it, or no longer not seeing it, but we're looking around us, like we're not anymore, but our eyes are open now to the world with whatever walk of life we're in. And I think that's what makes it so much more difficult at this time for those who have done like damage, like serious damage. Yeah, definitely. To like open up their eyes and like really face like what it means to take Spirit's cup. So this is fantastic, because this is a starting point for them. Absolutely. That like they don't want it, like they know that at this point, that if they continue with their ways, it's definitely moving backwards. So when someone lives in ego, the whole point is to succeed, succession. Like, what's your succession plan? And to really look at that within like a lens that sees long term, to embrace that. There's a certain lifestyle, there's a certain way of doing things, there's discipline built around that. There's a whole series of actions that need to happen, and it's done on a very intimate individual basis. Like, yes, you have to call the shots this time, and yes, you have to be responsible with your autonomy. And if you are not, then you are moving backwards. It is the opposite of a succession plan. But guess what? You call the shots on it this time. Nobody else is doing it. Like, you are in full awareness that, like, the shit pot that you stir versus, like, really, like, doing better for yourself. 100%. And that emphasizes, like, this ego death card. Yeah. I see, like, Stuart Little here standing on the top. Or Ratatouille. Is, like, the whole essence of that is, like, the little engine that could. This is what's bringing it into awareness. 100%. Because when I look at the Ace of Swords, it's like, when I'm talking about like stirring the pot of shit, like, this looks like a coffee stirrer, doesn't it? Like the stirrer that also plugs the coffee, like, top, so it remains, like, warm and within its, like, very best. That's what the Ace of Swords does for us. It doesn't just wake us up, but it also preserves the dignity of what it's meant to give to us. At whatever walk of... Yeah, I'm getting absolute chills, like, full on. Yeah, that's what they're saying. It preserves the dignity of what it's meant to serve for any walk of life. Okay. Anything else, angels? Thank you. I never know what to expect. Okay, Six of Swords. Yeah, we see a snake again falling. So, it's finding calmer waters. It's almost like... kind of like a narrow path. You just move it through it, like, smoothly, because it's a narrow path of, like, of swords, right? I don't know, I'm getting 6 is a big number here. I'm getting, since, like, we have thought energies mixed in with the intuitive bodies, it's like this is the Ace of Cups, but also these are stoppers. So these are, like, 6 points of, like, relationships or endeavors or investments that we're having to kind of, like, preserve, like, kind of the dignity, like, 6 Aces of Swords here, you know, stopping points. So it's a series of events that have led us up to here. If we can't identify, because I don't know if I can identify with 6. This is something that you're gonna have to look at offline. This is like your offline homework thing, is what they're saying. Because 6, when I think of the major arcana, 6 is Lover's card. It's a Lover's card. That's why, you know, it's like thought and like mind and heart, and the balance between the two, like, not to, like, stir the waters. I'm getting, like, I don't know why I'm getting that, but that's what I'm getting, to, like, move, like, very, like, in flow, not to go aggro within that. So the Lover's card is loving your moment, loving who you are, full acceptance of just being, and so offering yourself some forgiveness too and what has transpired, so that you can move forward, like, on the right foot, like, not heavy weighted, not a lead foot, not, like, just, that's what they're saying. And so on a more, you know, expansive level, macrocosmic, it's also the Lover's card, drawing it, like, being highly coveted, like, so you meet your match, not, like, in just the realm of challenges, but in the realm of, like, bliss. You know, do you know how, like, lovely and wonderful it is to, like, build, like, a true bond, like a bond where it's built in trust and, like, not fear. So it's not like signing up like allies, building a clique. This is a community of, like, a support system. You know, like a respirator, or, you know, like your central nervous system. It's a support system. You know, it relies on certain parts of you to function. Like, that's what we're talking about here. That everything pulls its weight within what it's supposed to do, what it's meant to do, what it's created to do, like, living within its potential, its fullest potential. To produce, like, amazing results together. And Yeah, that's what I'm getting. Okay, bottom of the deck is, you see it before I do, which is the Hermit in reverse, which is very much like the Hanged Man in reverse. So coming out of the dark night of the soul, yeah, most definitely. Coming out of the dark night of the soul. Now, the Hanged Man is like coming out of like, it's kind of like the dark night of the soul, but it's like in the daytime, where like everybody sees you, whereas this like, you know, you're kind of like, you know, reclusive, because everybody else has been so intrusive. So the Hanged Man, it's so humbling, because you're putting yourself, you're still visible to the world, and you put yourself out there, like you're putting your feelers out there, like actively engaging in observation without having to nitpick, and really like you're being hands-on with your experience without manipulating, you know, anything. Your hands are tied behind your back. You're watching what's going on. There's no tricks up your sleeve, and if they are, your hands are bound. Like, you're exercising the discipline to look at the world as it is, with no sugarcoating, no like, no nothing, like no firm interactions. We're just observing how it is, and there's so much truth behind that, and that like on a mental state, we're also like observing like how that makes us feel. When we're in hangman mode, the blood rushes to our head. How does that feel? You know, when like, it's just a different point of view. And it's very humbling, because if we're going through like some bullshit, and we actively see that others are bullshitting on, you know, what's going on with our lives, how they see and how they feel entitled to say something about it and feel something about it, not even just one-to-one with you, but with others, like the people that like talk trash, you know, become trash. You know, that's the energy that they put out into the world. Like, you know, its origin, its point of origin says a lot. So, you know, the bottom of the deck energy is, you know, going through the dark night of the soul with like white noise. Nobody has anything to say about it. This is just us. This is just looking at our script, like spirit handing over the script, like saying, this is what has transpired. This is your, this is what's written in the Akashic records thus far. And look at it. What have you got to say for yourself? What does that look like? You tell me. Like, you know, this is like a one-on-one with spirit. Like, ultimately, to engage with what has transpired. Do you like what you see? So it's coming into the awareness again on a separate level. No pointing the fingers. This is just like this is an assessment. Like, yeah. Like, do you want to be typecasted? Do you want to do the same thing over and 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 over again? Do you enjoy that? Like, because you can master that, but that's very limiting. It's like, it's almost like creating like the Clone Wars with yourself. Like, it's almost like with each clone you are dumbing yourself down. Like, you know, in Harry Potter, how you know, when Voldemort split his soul into like different Horcruxes, I think that's what they called. It's very much the same as that, like splitting yourself up into, it's like compartmentalizing. that you don't really get the whole picture when you do that. You get a like dysmorphia type of like view of who you really are. Yeah, that's what I'm getting. I think some of you have had experience like body dysmorphia or something like that. And, you know, I think I'm called to say that because, I think that kind of impression, that kind of impact that it's had in your life is part of like this journey. That it's not just like, even though some of you have felt like you've, kind of past that, it's not like just something that you just like get past. Like, it's meant to serve like as a glue, like as a puzzle piece to the surrounding portions of your life. It doesn't just fit into one slot, you know, that you've like figured out, but the surrounding pieces that go to it that will help you like kind of digest other aspects of your life. That's what they're saying. I don't know who that's for, but I know that's for somebody. Okay, one just fell out close to my heel, and it is an A on my right. So it's putting in your A game. It's like when you step forward, you step heel first, you know, toe forward. So it's absolutely putting your A game on the initial like down path. Okay, excuse me, my leg. Excuse me. Okay, LHRIPSZFRGNTEIDRE. So I got rider. Okay. Oh, I got ride or die. But it's rider and then die, not ride or die. I have higher, ring, spring, idea, I feel like spring is 100% because it's like kind of rising to the occasion, but it's also the newness and growth. So 100% I feel like that. And I feel like all of us are going to really feel that vibe, maybe off season, but most definitely within the season. So everything takes time. You know, within like a full cycle, that's like 7 years spiritually speaking. So we're saying that the divine is saying like not to frown upon like, okay, so when's spring? And it changes from like wherever you're at, your locality. I realize like spring here is not the same spring as in like the UK or whatever. So right now it is winter. I'm sorry, fall verging on winter. So we're about like 2 seasons away from spring, and it's like a hop, skip, and a jump, you know. So what's that, April? And so it's like half a year away. You know, from us, 6 months, you know. And when you realize the work that you have to put into these things, 6 months feels like, oh shit, like I got a lot of stuff to do. But like not to see it that way. Like time is, you know, spring is of the essence. Okay. I'm definitely getting that. Okay. So rider, I feel like idea is a big deal. Yeah, ideas are, you know, I feel like that's big, but I really feel like rider, because we're talking about vehicles, and that holds a lot of importance here. That we are also not just the vehicle and the driver, but also the rider. Especially when I'm getting writer too, especially when we're talking about the Akashic records, and like when we're really looking at things, like looking at the script, looking at, you know, as one-to-one, we are also engaging in that hanged man in reversal energy, like being able to assess like what that looked on the landscape when, you know, when we were moving through. Now like our hands are no longer on the driver's wheel, and we're like engaging as like we're looking, you know, at the Akashic records. We're looking at, you know, how things transpire and like, you know, because of etc. So I feel like that's 100%. And then I have trash. You know, some people will talk trash, but honestly, when we're doing some spiritual housekeeping, you know, we have to take out the trash. And some of that means, like, if somebody is doing us dirty, you know, we take them out. That's what that's what angels do. Angels of love and light. You know, somebody's doing the divine dirty, take out the trash. You know? We're going to clean up our space. Okay. Take out the papers and the trash, or you ain't got no spending cash. Something on the door. Yakety yak, don't go back. See? I love it. Okay, so we have ZLEF left. What are we going to do with this? I keep getting Zeph in my head, so I feel like Diantword, especially when we got Di in here, I really feel like that group was, I think in one of the things was trying to explain what Zeph means, and it was like a little skit thing, and I totally forgot what it means, but it was just very casual, like it just means like something like to do or to be, like it's something very simple, but like it's like carries some existential thought, like it's supposed to there's something about it that was like very artistic in its like abstract way of messaging. That's what I got from it. So let me see if there's anything else that it goes here with. I really feel like it's Zeph. I feel like it's Zeph. So there might be another song that I would channel in from Diantword. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correctly, but I think they're from South Africa. I really feel like, yeah, I'm pretty sure from what I remember. Okay. Yeah, I really feel like it. Okay. So we have LE left. Where does that go? Lei. LEI, right? I mean, it could be LEN, like a single lens cap, like Len. Oh, you know, LEN, Len is also a group. What is it? Steal My Sunshine. Yeah. Something LATER that week. I feel like Lei is also like, you know, the things that the flower, you know, necklaces that I think you welcome people with, like they're kind of gifts or something, you know. I don't really know 100%. I've never been, like, I don't know. I think that's what it is. But it's celebratory, like a homecoming almost, like graduation, leis, you know. I feel like that. But I feel like len is 100% more, only because we're not looking at multiple lens caps. Like, we're looking with a single eye. Len, like the a single lens would be, is lens both meant as singular and plural, or if you work with a singular version of it, it's len? Like okay, so my whole point in this is like long range view, okay, like a telescope. Do we say it's a len? I don't think so. But I feel like it's like that song, Steal My Sunshine. It's almost like a challenge, like I dare you to steal my sunshine, because